All right, what's going on, guys? First and foremost, I apologize for the lack of videos over the last couple of days. An extremely unfortunate series of events has occurred. My dog got into a giant bucket of KFC the other night, and if you guys don't know, dogs are not supposed to eat chicken bones, so her stomach got like four sizes too big, and then we had to take her to the emergency room at like 1 in the morning. And then yesterday, my internet decided to stop working. I called Comcast and I need a tech out here, but they called me this morning saying that it was their fault and that like there was an outage in the area that they weren't aware of and yada yada yada. So that's back. And then now I'm sick. So the last couple of days have not been too kind to me, but nonetheless, I got pretty positive feedback about the patch notes video that I did before. Hello. I got a lot of good positive feedback about the patch notes video I did before, like I said. So today we're gonna go ahead and get into the next one. Unlike the other one, I have played with this patch, so I have a little bit more insight than I did last time. Last time was a lot of speculation, but now I can give you guys my genuine input on all the changes. So let's go ahead and get started. The SMGs, the MX9. I think I'm just gonna basically broad spectrum here. All of the subs got buffed. All of them adjusted 5-hit kill range up to 6 meters. Multiplayer only. And all of them got an increased ADS move speed, meaning like while you're aimed down sight, you can move faster. This is across the board. Most of the subs, excluding the SAW, got this, which is good because the SAW is the best gun in the game. But this is really, really good. The Spitfire is a hidden gem. A lot of people are not aware of that. I think the Spitfire has a lot of niche situations, and even not. I think the Spitfire is probably one of the best subs. It's probably the second best sub, to be completely honest with you. I think it has the situations where it can be very, very, very good, like a Barrels Hill on Seaside. Just a lot of like maybe Showers Hill and Gridlock, just a lot of close quarters gunfights. Like I know Killa was using it against us in the 2K last week. Donnie or Temp was using it in scrims the other day against us as well, and he was playing pretty well. So I think the Spitfire is definitely like a hidden gem that a lot of people may not know about. The rest of the subs, though, I still don't think that this is enough to keep them up to speed. It's just the Spitfire and the SOG just outclass all the other subs. It's not necessarily that they're bad weapons. It's just that, like I said in the other video, they're just guns that do their job better than they do. So keep your eye out for the Spitfire. That's probably my number one here. Moving down to the assault rifles, the Maddox has slightly increased recoil of the first and second shots, and the operator mod doesn't matter. The slightly increased recoil of the first and second shots, meaning that as soon as you shoot, you're gonna have a little bit more recoil. And I think it's up to the left now. So when you're aim down sight and you shoot, it's up to the left instead of just straight up now. It's not really that big of a deal. Like I said, I've played with it, so I know I would feel anything crazy. It's nothing too insane to bump the Maddox out of the meta. I think the Maddox is still the best gun in terms of assault rifles. So I don't think this nerf is really anything to be too concerned with. The KN57 reduced idle sway and slightly increased 4-hit kill range. So it got a damage buff and the reduced idle sway, meaning if you're aimed on sight, it doesn't move as much if you're not shooting or anything like that. I still don't like it. It's the same situation as the other subs. It's the KN just doesn't do enough. The ICR, the Maddox, and even the Rampart. This Rampart buff is something serious. Reduced idle sway, slightly reduced recoil of the first and third shots, which is weird, and increased 4-hit kill range by 3 meters. So this is like a massive overhaul on the weapon. This isn't like we reduced the recoil. This is like we buffed the kill range, we reduced the idle sway, and we reduced the recoil. So the Rampart definitely has a spot right now. It's the same situation as the Spitfire. I think that this is a weapon that's flying under the radar right now that I don't think will be for too much longer. I think it can compete with the Maddox, to be honest with you. It's not really good long range at all. So if you get into a long range gunfight against like an ICR or even a Maddox, you're probably going to be dead. But I think, like I said, there are hills in this game and there are situations in this game that a Rampart is going to outclass every other weapon right now. So I think for those of you guys watching this video, I would try out the Spitfire and I would try out the Rampart. Just this little nugget of info there for you. I think those could be definitely really, really good. Moving down to the tactical rifles, the Swordfish slightly reduced delay between bursts, which is massive. Reduced idle sway, also good, and the operator mod we don't use. Austin has been using the Swordfish in scrims, and from what I can tell, how he's playing and what he's been saying, the Swordfish is definitely a contender right now. I think with honestly, this patch just has a common theme of bringing a lot of guns into the meta, which I personally agree with. I love that. I think the more guns, the better. If You know, if a certain gun didn't cater to your playstyle before, maybe a Rampart or a Spitfire or a Swordfish will now. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of different options with this patch, and I think Treyarch has done a phenomenal job with this patch as opposed to the last one with bringing like buffing guns and doing the correct buffs and the correct nerfs to bring a gun into the meta. Like the last patch was kind of cookie cutter. Like, you know, they nerfed recoil on the Elo sight. They nerfed the grip 2, which really didn't do anything. Like, those nerfs aren't monumental. These buffs and these nerfs are the things that are going to push these guns into the meta. So the Swordfish getting reduced delay between bursts, meaning it shoots faster. The gun was already really good. It just didn't compete. Now that it shoots faster, it has reduced recoil. The Swordfish has just increased tenfold. Like, I picked it up when we were playing the other day, and like it competes, guys. I'm telling you. If you want to use a burst gun, I would recommend using the Swordfish, because this patch seriously brought about I'd say three weapons: Swordfish, Rampart, and Spitfire, viable weapons into the meta right now. I would highly suggest trying this out. Like I said, I've played, so I understand what these weapons are capable of right now, and I would try them out if I were you guys. We're going to go ahead and skip over light machine guns because they're banned. Sniper rifles, slightly increased rate of fire. None of the sniper rifles are really used other than the Koshka, so the recoil now centers more reliably after the first shot. That's nothing too big, to be honest with you. That's nothing that's going to be monumental. I still think the Paladin is probably going to be used over the Koshka just because of the amount of hit markers. The Paladin is just a little bit more reliable. Attachments grip 2, reduced flinch mitigation. Another nerf to grip 2, which is good. I'm happy to see this. I think grip 2 is still it's still busted. Like I said, I've played the notice. The change isn't all that noticeable. Like, they literally need to just gut this attachment. Like, there's no like reduced flinch mitigation, reduced like aim down sight, like none of that. Like, they need to gut the attachment because it's just too good. Like, this is the second patch in a row that they have touched it, and it's the same attachment. It's just too good. Either they need to ban it, or like I said, just do something to it that is just going to make it completely unviable, because as long as they keep going down this road, this isn't going to do anything. So moving down to specialists. Reduce 9bang's flash duration by 25%. 9bang is now countered more effectively by tac mask. Increase bullet spread by 25% in the fortify stance when using the ballistic shield. Ajax turn speed is now properly slowed when he's hit by a concussion grenade with the ballistic shield equipped. Resolved an issue that can prevent Ajax from being hit by certain angles from behind with the ballistic shield equipped. I didn't even know that. Add a third-person sound effect for charges 2 and 3 of the 9bang. This is really, really good, actually, because the 9bang was stupid OP. So reducing the duration and having tac mask actually do something now means that this specialist isn't as oppressive as it was before, and the bullet spread by 25% while in this fortified stance is also really, really big. If you guys don't know, you can have your gun out, but you can just shoot it. But if you aim down sight with it, that's when you pull your shield up, and that's what they're talking about. But the main two changes here are definitely number 1 and number 2, the reduced duration and the tac mask counter, which is phenomenal. Profit improved Tempest accuracy, which is great. Tempest charges attached to flares will no longer be destroyed by explosives. Resolved an issue where the Seeker shock mine would get stuck on a loop on Morocco. I didn't even know that. This is good. I think I've used the Tempest a little bit since the patch. It definitely feels better for sure. But the main issue that the Tempest has right now is the 20-tick servers in private matches as opposed to pubs. I'm sure you guys have noticed it if you've used it in both. If you go into like a Dom game and use a Tempest, and then you go into a competitive hardpoint map in a private lobby and use a Tempest, it's uncomparable. So I feel the difference for sure. Tempest buff does help. It's a lot easier to shoot now, but it's still nowhere close to where it should be. So I think there's going to be some more buffs coming in the future. To be honest with you, I don't think the profit is really where it should be yet. Fire break, pure fire, no, okay, doesn't matter. Ruin resolved an issue that could lead to the grapple gun failing to connect surfaces with the players moving. That was probably annoying. I didn't even know that. Perks. This is the picture that I tweeted out a couple days ago. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but all of this is great to see, and it is an actual change this time. Tac mask increased resistance to 9bang concussions and razor wire. Tac mask actually works now. I think the duration of stuns and 9-bangs are 1 second, I want to say. And you can also aim down sight while you are stunned, which you couldn't do before, which is great. So Tac Mask is actually a perk now. Flak Jacket is also a perk now. Increased resistance to explosive damage. The War Machine will still kill you in like 2 shots or whatever, but we're moving along the right path here. Cold-blooded, increased delay period before AI will target players during a period of maintained line of sight. This gives players more time to get to cover or fight back against enemy AI, meaning that if there's like a chopper or a drone squad or something, it'll be a little bit longer for them to target you. I apologize. I am literally like deathly sick right now, but I wanted to make a video for you guys. So if my voice or if I'm doing anything weird, I am sorry for that. Dead silence will now suppress players' sound relating to healing, taking falling damage, or surface while swimming. That is annoying on like contraband. Or Hacienda. But this entire section is actually a massive overhaul to competitive. I don't know. The main thing in here is Tac Mask working. Like, this means that every team doesn't have to run, 1 or 2 trophies anymore. People can take off that, put on Tac Mask, be a little bit more selfish with their classes. People are going to stop throwing things all in general. Like, stuns probably aren't even going to be seen anymore, to be honest with you, unless like you catch the other team slipping and they're not using Tac Mask or they're not using trophies or something like that. Like, I seriously think these changes right here are going to convert the game to much more gun on gun, which is good in my opinion. Just because your boy's shot is incredible, but I don't know. I think this entire section right here is really gonna just overhaul Call of Duty in general. This is really, really good, to be honest. Strike team, that doesn't really matter. Multiplayer playlist updates, spawns, hardpoint, yeah, buddy. Spawn adjustments made for Arsenal, Summit, and Payload. Adjust the spawn logic associated with the active hardpoint to reduce weight given the spawns near the hardpoint. This should help reduce times when teams spawn on the same side of the active hardpoint. Like I said, I've played, so I know. When I made the last video, I praised Treyarch for changing the spawns, and they didn't. I can tell you guys right now, with 110% certainty, they changed the spawns. And it's really, really good because when we were scrimming the other day, I was dying and I was spawning in places that genuinely made sense. Like, I would say, okay, I would die on second hill of Arsenal, right? That back green hill. I would spawn outside of kitchen, like front red on the outskirts of the map, just like running towards third hill. I'm like, wow, I've never gotten this spawn before. This makes sense. I died on the rotation of old, or I died off a second hill. I should be able to spawn for the rotation of old and spawn out, which is exactly what happened. So Treyarch is, the last patch they definitely messed up on, but I will give them credit because there has seriously been an entire spawn overhaul for hardpoint in this patch that has been not only needed but desired by everyone, because I think people were starting to get seriously frustrated with how inconsistent things were starting to get. Hats off to you, Treyarch. Like, I'm telling you right now, guys, playing the game is 10 times more enjoyable with the Tac Mask buff and the spawn change. Like, it seriously made this game feel completely different from a competitive standpoint. It is so much better than it was pre-patch. So, hats off to you, Treyarch. Well done. I think everything else is pretty... Oh, yeah, we have CWL game modes now. That's dope. That's just like the CWL settings. Like, when you go into a private match, you can just click it, and the rules are up. But I think there's a bug in control with it right now, so I don't know how that would work. But I think that's pretty much it for the most part. I think the rest is like zombie stuff. Yeah. So that's pretty much it, guys. Some major bullet points for this patch: Tac Mask, spawns being changed, and the guns. I think the Rampart, Swordfish, and Spitfire I would take a look at if I were you guys. Thank you all for watching. Like I said, as long as Treyarch continues to pump out patch notes, I will be more than happy to go over them. And again, I do apologize for my voice and my constant coughing and weird noises. I can't really help it, but I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and thank you all for watching.